Jim, in this book, Goop Proof Health, you take people through a daily process that Dr. Batman Gillich recommended, to where they drink every couple of hours, they take vitamins in the morning, they exercise. Take us through a typical day so our audiences kind of can relate to you and your daily work life and how you incorporate this process and feed yourself and get exercise around your busy job. How do you do that?
Well, for starters, Dr. B, rule of thumb, he suggests that you take half your weight in ounces of water. And if you take orange juice, that's going to count for the water. So it's half your weight in ounces of water. He says rule of thumb, the starting point for every 16 ounces of water, you need 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. This comes from a medical doctor. That's a starting point. Some people need more, some people need less. Go ahead.
And take for us, how do we take that salt? I mean, here we have, as an example, some IV bags. He's not recommending, obviously, you get a needle and take IV bags to yourself. So this is consumed through the mouth. And what's the best way to take the salt with the water?
Well, there's several ways to do it. You can salt your food. Some people are salt sensitive for now, or they don't want to taste it. You can put it into a capsule and take it that way. Or you can drink some water and then put the salt on your tongue, taste it, and then wash it down with water. In some cases, you can put the salt in the water, but you want to add sugar to it because now it's food to the body. If you put straight salt in the water and take it, the tongue senses the salt, and then the tongue's telling the brain it's salt, 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 and it didn't register the water, so now you've got an imbalance in the body because the brain says we got too much salt and it didn't register the water. That's the problem with drinking salt in the water. We're not talking about drinking ocean water, that's way too salty. But 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt, excuse me, in 16 ounces, I need salt. You hear me doing that?
Okay. So you're getting a live application of Jim taking salt. And we're also shooting this piece today to give you an example of checking in with your body and knowing what your body's asking for. That's really, really important. Everyone is different, and even though this book is a guideline of what Dr. B recommended, no one knows you better than you. And I spent some days here with Jim, and he consumes salt at different times of the day. We have stressful times of the day. We have easier times of the day. Our body asks for different things in different ways, and it's been really interesting in my own application of like Jim's throat just got dry. That was a sign of his body asking for a quick little pinch of salt. And there's other things that we're going to cover here in this segment about how to read your body. So not only what do people do throughout the day to take care of themselves, you have to ultimately be listening to your body because it'll tell you what it needs. Is that right?
That's right, David. In other words, you could hear it in my voice, and I was guessing that I needed salt, and you can hear that my voice is completely changed. The decibels are completely different. Some people have a real hoarse voice. I suggest they take 8 ounces of water, a half a teaspoon of salt, stir it up, take a mouthful, swish, swish, gargle, and spit it out. And you wouldn't believe, they do it a couple of times, how much it would change their voice. So each person had, the best doctor of David is David, and the best doctor of Jim is Jim. So if the salt didn't take care of it, I'd drink water and see if that would take care of it. And if that didn't, then I'd take sugar and put sugar on my tongue and see if that would take care of it. So I still hear that I got a slight problem, so it's probably water because I'm dehydrated with the lights and being nervous. We have a chapter in there on histamine because histamine is what's released to balance things out, to keep you going. There's a mother that's got twin boys, and they went to the grandmother's house for the weekend. Well, grandma lets the kids do what they want to do. One doesn't like to eat his fruit, and another one doesn't like to drink water, so they came home and they were sick. She's asking me, but I says, Dion, it's water, salt, sugar, magnesium. That's all there is to addressing this immediate problem. So she gave the one, it's in the book, gave the one a bunch of water, and he was fine. The other one, it wasn't water, it wasn't salt. He doesn't like to eat his fruits. So she gave him, I don't know, she had a mango or papaya and had him eat that, and the kid was 5 minutes, he was brand new, because he needed a lot of potassium. He wasn't getting enough potassium. So it's water, salt, potassium, and then it's magnesium, and there's others, but those are the principal ones that Dr. B addresses.
So I'm going to go back through our day. When you wake up, you do a glass of water, but you don't necessarily put salt on your tongue for that first glass, if I listen to you from our past discussions. And then a couple hours later, you do 8 ounces of water again, half an hour before breakfast with a pinch of salt. And then breakfast would take on some sort of eggs. And then there's a list of vitamins listed in the book, between zinc, between B12, between a general good vitamin. Give our audiences your opinion on vitamins and supplements, because I think there's a myriad of things coming at us, but what have you found to be the best?
But reading your body in the morning, to address what you were asking me, is I get up in the morning and I evaluate how I feel. If I have low energy, I immediately do orange juice and salt if I have orange juice available. If I don't, then I do sugar, water, and salt to rehydrate. So if you get up in the morning and you feel like Tony the Tiger, you really feel good, then water is all you really need. And then the salt you address when you have breakfast. And eggs are critical in the diet. Quality sugars are fruits and vegetables, but you're asking me to start talking about vitamins and minerals. Dr. B addresses everyone is very omega-3, omega-6 deficient, and everyone's seen this omega-3, omega-6. It's alpha-leuonic and leuonic acid, and we don't get enough of it. They're fatty acids that we need a lot of. And one of the best sources in a 3-to-1 source is flaxseed oil. Then there's a lot of controversy. Well, you grind your own flaxseed, but you got to do 5 pounds of this stuff to get what you really need. The average person needs between 6 and 9 grams every day, and that's a lot. Some people take the oil out of the bottle, but every time you open the lid on the bottle, oxidation takes place. So light, heat, and oxidation destroys the flaxseed oil. It's called linseed oil. So I personally take it in a capsule. I can put it in my pocket. How are you going to take a liquid to work with you? Or if you're traveling on an airplane, or you can take a capsule and take the capsules. Eggs have omega-3, omega-6 in them. Cheeses, there's a lot of foods that have it, but you need a lot of this stuff. And then most of our food is all processed, so you're not getting quality amino acids or these fatty acids. So back to vitamins. A good multivitamin Dr. B recommends to make up for something you might not be getting in your food. And there's another big problem. They have a lot of synthetic vitamins today because the real vitamins are too expensive, so the chemist makes one. Some bodies recognize it as the real vitamin, and some bodies recognize it as something the body doesn't want. So if you keep taking it, it's going to actually create a problem like cancer, carcinogenic. Matter of fact, there's some vitamins that actually stated on the bottle, if you're a smoker, don't take this particular thing because it's known to cause lung cancer. That's only because it's a synthetic. B6 and zinc are critical. He talks about taking in there. That's it. But basically, B6, zinc, and a fatty acid being flaxseed oil. That's what Dr. B recommends.
Well, and in spending time with you, you were able to find these vitamins at stores like Whole Foods, but I also know you order some online. Your Iodoro you order from Joe Muscle. Many of these recommended things and vitamins you can find at your local store, but you may have to go online as well, Jim?
Yeah, in many cases you get a better price than going to the local store. Like he mentioned, I get my Iodoro. It's from the research Dr. B did and that we did ourselves in here. The thyroid requires a lot of iodine. Every cell in the body needs iodine. This comes from Dr. Brownstein and Dr. Abraham that have written books on this. They're experts in the field. They've got lots of testimonials, and you need a horrendous amount of iodine. We address it in our book, and Dr. B's, he talks about it, but then he does direct you to Dr. Brownstein. who's an expert on the field. So we talk about these things and refer you over to his website and his books, as there's some other things that are very important that we learned for people that have serious medical issues like cancer or some serious illness. There's so many of them, I don't even want to mention one, but if you take these other things that are listed in the book, one of them comes from Green Pastures. It's a fermented cod liver oil that comes from Weston A. Price. I don't even have the book sitting here, it's close by over here. He's the one that formulated this stuff a long time ago and talks about the benefits of it.